Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course, pleased to be joined by the one, the only Caden Besco of Northville Baseball. And if you haven't heard by now, Northville, of course, took the state title over Brother Rice last Saturday at Michigan State to claim the D1 baseball state title. Hey, Caden, how's it
Yeah.
going?
Yeah. Good. How are you, Casey?
I'm good, man. I know it's been about a week since all that happened, but can you still believe that happened?
No, honestly, it's honestly just starting to kick in that I'm a state championship. We're all state champions, and it's just crazy that like the road that we had to go on from here, and we actually won our last game as seniors with this class. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. But I mean, this was I know that there was a lot of there was a lot of people, predicting you guys would win it all. And obviously it was
Mhm.
you know, and obviously everyone expected you guys to have a good year, but there was some bumps in the road. I mean, especially with, the pitching staff and all that fun stuff, but you guys had
Yep.
your own set of challenges throughout
Yeah.
and kind of talk about that.
Yeah, so it's just it's a part of baseball. People are going to get injured, and honestly, like the thing is with this team is that it didn't matter. The next man's going to step up and do the job just as good as the guy before him, and like obviously with Joey getting hurt, that killed us at the beginning of the year with losing his arm. And then obviously we lost Dominic and Connor at the end of the year, but like me, Evan, and Justin, we kind of just took that as a challenge, and we said that we're gonna carry us to a state championship, and us three, we pitched the whole playoffs, and we said we were gonna do it for the city and this team, and I mean I'm just so thankful that us three did it.
And of course, Coach Samini coming in there, of course,
Hmm.
after a widely, decorated winning multiple state titles while at Liggett, comes over here and, basically takes a team that was good, that was really good and basically took it to a whole nother level. What
Yeah.
did he bring to this team?
Well, he just like he just knows how to coach in the playoffs, and he knows how to coach in the big moments. I mean, I think in the playoffs, every single time he did something, I mean, it worked out. And like that's just, I mean, when you go there so many times, you just get that experience and stuff like that. And at the beginning of the year, he was preaching about, we're the best team in the state. We're gonna go win a state championship. And I think just engraving that all into our minds, we weren't settling for anything less than a state championship.
To the road to get there. I mean, it started, starting off with probably in the toughest district, I think the toughest district in
Hmm.
Division One, maybe even in the entire state. Going up against CC, going up against Novi, of course, two of your biggest rivals, um, in districts. What was getting by those two teams? Of course, Novi winning the state championship last year,
Hmm.
and then really just continuing on. I mean, Lakeland, Okemos, and then of course, Bay City Western. And then, of course, in the championship game against Brother Rice, you guys played some really, really
Hmm.
good games.
Yeah. We knew our road was going to be hard. We knew that we had Novi and CC in the district. So that's why our schedule was so hard at the beginning of the year and throughout the year, because we were just getting ready for games like this in the playoffs. And it really helped. That Catholic Central game, we were down the whole game, but just in that dugout, there was no one in that dugout that thought we were going to lose that game, like at all, at any point in the game. And we pulled it out. And then we weren't going to let Novi beat us two times in a row in the playoffs. We weren't going to let them send us home again. So and then after that, I mean, after we made it through that district, we're just like, yeah, we're making it to the state championship, and we're going to go win it. I mean, that was our mindsets from day one when we were 545 in the pool, and that was just our mindset. And it was just a great road to go through all those great teams. I mean, and just the way that we won, it's just unbelievable.
Let's go back yeah, I'll ask you, but we'll ask about, in the state championship game in a minute. But to before the state championship game, did you feel like, "Oh, I can't believe I'm here at the state championship"?
Yeah, I mean, it was just an unreal feeling. Obviously we expected to be there the last 2 years. Um, but we came up a little bit short. Just to finally get over that hump and be there. I mean, it's just an unreal feeling, like just playing at Michigan State with all the fans watching you, all the communities just cheering you on. It's just something that I'm just never gonna forget.
Yeah. And I think I think obviously, the claim to fame with you is in the championship game. I got to go back to I think it was correct me if I'm wrong, the sixth inning, the double play to get that.
Yeah, it was the fifth or sixth inning. I don't
Yeah, what
honestly, I
was
don't
that
remember.
like to get to turn that?
I mean, it was like looking back on it, that really was the game. I mean, that's a base hit up the middle. I mean, probably 99% of the time. And just to make that play just for my teammates and for the community, I mean, it was just like, I mean, honestly, I wasn't expecting him to swing 3-0, honestly. So I was just kind of just throw a pitch right down the middle just to get me to 3-1, and he hit it. And, it's just once I saw it in my glove and I saw him off first base, I was just like, and it was just an awesome atmosphere. Just looking up in the crowd, everybody's jumping up and down, going crazy. It was just surreal.
Absolutely. And then I think everyone has seen, the video of, getting the last out. Yeah. Do you remember much from that day?
Uh, I mean, just that whole honestly, that's the whole game is a blur. Like it was just like I was just, I just try to be locked in on the mound, and like after that last strikeout, I kind of turned around to kind of do like what I do after every single strikeout. And when I see everybody running in from the field and going to dog pile, I was like, I we just won a state championship. And we just beat one of the best teams in the country, obviously the best team in this ranked the best team in the state, but with our team, we didn't care about rankings because obviously we've been ranked high last 2 years and we haven't made it to East Lansing. So this year we really like emphasize like we're just gonna push those rankings away. We're not gonna care about them, and we're just gonna go play Norfolk baseball. And it paid off in the end.
Yeah. To forever be known, as a state champion, to bring Northville's first title in baseball in school history. There's only something that you can do for the first time. It only happens once, and you
Hmm.
are on that. So
Yeah.
to forever be attached to Northville's first ever state championship in baseball. What does that kind of mean to you?
Well, it means everything because obviously we did something, the football guys, we won a district in football that hasn't happened in
2020.
however many years, 20 years. And just to finally get over that hump, because Norfolk baseball has always been good, but they just couldn't get over that hump of winning a state championship. And just walking around in the community, I mean everybody knows that you were on that field and everybody's congratulating you. I mean, even people that you have no idea who they are, everybody's just so happy because I mean, we had a family here, and I think everybody in the community really saw that, like how we came together and stuff like that. And just to be the first one to do it, and especially being on the mound to win it all. I mean, it's just something that it's never gonna get old. Absolutely.
Something you're never going to forget for your entire life.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
what has this? I mean, just overall, I think being around, being getting the chance to be around, you guys throughout the year. This class has done, this year has done, look at all the things that Northville has accomplished with, from football to boys soccer, to volleyball, um, boys cross country, baseball and everything else. Looking back on it, what was this year like, and especially all the things you got to do this year.
Hmm. I mean, it's just pretty special because at Norfolk, like I mean, we're always going to each other's games. We're always going to the volleyball games, basketball games, hockey games, and like, and just to see that like that family that we've all built. Like we all knew we were going to be really good when we were a freshman. I mean, I would never think this class was going to be this good at like what we've done, but I mean, we all knew we were going to be really good. But just the support that I think everybody gives each other at that school. I mean, through the principals, the teachers, the students. I mean, everybody in that building is always rooting no one's ever rooting against you. And, I think that really helped. I mean, just all of us to, get where we are
For sure.
today.
Absolutely. So I know that, I mean, also really, I think maybe this might have helped the last few weeks, in May, because you guys got out. I'm not sure when seniors got out. But I think the only probably about the last, maybe for most of the playoff run, the only thing you had to focus on was baseball.
Hmm. Yeah. It was, like our assistant coach, Coach Malley, he told us like, like you can't be staying out even for practice. You can't be staying out super late and, waking up at like 12 o'clock and then just rolling out of bed and going to practice. I mean, that's not going to be beneficial for you. So like for me personally, I try to keep a pretty constant routine, just, waking up like somewhat early, like 8:30, 9 o'clock. I mean, sometimes even earlier, just to, keep that same routine because the routine was going well for all of us. We were winning baseball games, so we were just trying not to switch it up too much. And I mean, thanks to Coach Malley for saying that because I mean, it was 100% true. Eat a good breakfast in the morning, and just don't lay around all day before you go to practice. And I mean, I genuinely think that that is one of the main reasons we won because, we just kept staying on that same routine that we were going on.
Absolutely. Um, of course, graduation, you got your diploma. I believe you got to do all the other fun stuff. Does it feel like now, like even though that you walked across the stage, it feels like, until last week you're kind of you're officially done now. So
Yeah.
what's that like?
I honestly, it's still kind of crazy, to be done with Northville. I mean, it feels like just last week I was walking in those doors as a freshman, and now that I'm a senior and I'm leaving, I mean, you couldn't ask for any better way to go out on a state championship. But I mean, Northville, I'm always gonna love Northville. I gotta thank Northville for everything they've done for me. But it's just, I don't know, it's kind of weird now to we're all gonna be going our separate ways and stuff like that. You're not gonna see the same people you've seen for the last 4 years walking around the hallway. So it's going to be a change, but I think that it's going to be exciting.
Absolutely. Um, so what's next?
I'm going to Lansing CC to play baseball. I'm going to study business there. We're just going to see where it goes from there. I mean, there's nothing much else to say. Lansing CC is a great place. I've been there a couple of times. The coaches are great, and they're gonna help me develop into even a better pitcher than I am right now. So it's just gonna be a great time.
Absolutely. It should be fun to see what you can do
Hmm.
at college level because the LCC
Hmm.
is obviously one of the top JUCO programs all across all
Yeah.
across. So
Yeah.
all right. Well, Caden, thanks for the time as always, and congrats on winning a state championship. And thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming on.
Thank you. Of course, Casey. Thank you.